Empower Media, LLC, where we empower you, parents, and the entire community with transformative information to move mind and spirit to a higher state of well-being. So welcome to the Empower Room, and let's get started.
Hello and welcome to the Empower Room on this Sunday. It's January the 17th at 3:32 p.m. and so glad to have you all with us, Central Standard Time. And we welcome you to the Empower Room and for Empowering Moments with your host, Rev. Timothy Hughes, MDiv. We ask that you please like our page and send an emoji, leave a comment. Share our page as well and follow us as well. And we're also working on our YouTube channel. So feel free to please go ahead and set up your notifications for our YouTube channel and subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as we're working on getting everything worked out with that as well. So we really appreciate it to up our numbers. And the purpose of this what we're doing is to help to promote Empower Media. And we do this on a weekly basis every Sunday at 3:30 p.m. where we cover cultural, civic, and inspirational moments each week. And we also have special guests, and we have been blessed to have special guests from all over the world, all over the United States. We've been to Germany, we've been to Ghana, West Africa. So it's really been a blessing to have this format that we started practically almost a year ago. All right, so Empower Media, LLC is a social empowerment entity, and we empower community through social and digital media, book publishing programs, and speaking engagements. We have over 25 years of experience in these areas, and you can get more information from our website, which is MPWRing1.com. That's MPWRing1.com, and it's spelled, as you can see on the screen, MPWRMediaLLC1.com. And just to share with you a few of the initiatives that we have been able to launch, we have the Examiner Quarterly e-magazine, and we do have that available in print. And also it is available on our website if you would like to actually look at it on your computer or from the internet. It is available in e-form as well on our website. And if you just go and hit the menu page for the Examiner Quarterly, you can actually see the magazine there and read the articles that are in the first edition of our Examiner Quarterly. Was really a good first run out, we feel, for ourselves to be able to do such a wonderful job with this. Our main story was that of Sarah Collins Rudolph, who was the fifth little girl that was in the 16th Street Baptist Church church bombing, where we know 4 little girls were killed, but there were actually 5 little girls that were in the vicinity of the bomb that was detonated in September of 1963. And Sarah Collins Rudolph is a survivor of that bomb, and she has been a joy to meet. She has been in the Empower Room with us. Have had the opportunity to interview her for our first edition of the Examiner Quarterly, and she will be coming back in February as well. And we had a host of 11 other contributors to the Examiner Quarterly as well, that really is a wide variety of voices, male, female, different generations, that we think will be really a blessing to you. So we hope that you have an opportunity to check out the magazine on our website. It is available for you on the website if you like to purchase it. You can also purchase it in our store, on our store page, as well. It's available for you there to purchase, and we'll be more than happy to mail you out a copy. And it is available at Pan African Connections in Dallas, Texas, and Inda's Boutique in Duncanville as well. All right. And also, we're blessed to announce that In the Blink of an Eye, which is my first publication, is available. This book is available, and it's available on Amazon.com, and we appreciate if you would go and purchase the book there. It's also available in Kindle ebook as well. So those are the two options that we have available for you to purchase the book. You can also go again to our website, to the store page, and that'll link you right to Amazon to purchase the book. Or if you have a Kindle as well, you can download it to your Kindle ebook as well. The responses have been really powerful. There's a story of an out of this world experience that I had on February 14, 2014. And I was encouraged to share my story, and it's a testimony to how my experience was on that day. And it's really been a blessing to a lot of people, and pray that you will take the time just to, purchase it. And it's a short read. It's about 75 pages, and a lot of people said they were able to read it in one setting. So, and it's really been a blessing to them. So feel free to check it out. In the Blink of an Eye, by myself, Reverend Timothy Hughes, MDiv, and it's available in paperback and also in ebook form. So we hope that you would check it out. All right, and thank you for all those that have purchased the book and have also downloaded it on your ebook. Really appreciate it. All right, so now we're going to get to the content for today, our cultural moment, our civic moment, and our inspirational moment. In the cultural moment, definitely I want to lift up the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the national birthday, which will be celebrated on tomorrow. His actual birthday was on the 15th, but we are blessed to have the national holiday on the Monday, usually after his actual birthday. And we have a lot to celebrate. I believe if it were not for him, we would not be where we are today. That's socially, that's politically, that's in every aspect of this country's existence. Has a lot to do with the civil rights movement and the leadership of Dr. Martin Luther King and all of those persons that were involved in that movement. So we have a lot to be thankful for, and grateful for what Dr. King has done for us and how he sacrificed his life for us as well. So we should definitely show much respect and do what we can. In fact, our tagline is, you have the authority to do something. So I want to encourage us to make sure that we're doing something, not only on Dr. King's holiday on tomorrow or through this weekend, but period. Wherever we can do something, let's do it. Whenever we can do something, let's do it, because we have a lot of work yet to do. All right. So our civic moment is, I want to lift up the January 20th, 2021 inauguration of the 46th President of the United States, President-elect Joseph Biden, and Vice President Kamala Harris at noon on this Wednesday. The days are counting down. Hallelujah. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for a change and so excited for that. Even in the midst of what has taken place in D.C. on January the 6th, we can still celebrate what has taken place, and let's pray that those persons that were engaged in that insurrection will be found and identified and properly handled through the justice system. All right. So now we're going to move to our inspirational moment, and I'm so glad to have with us an outstanding guest friend that I have known for quite some time, and we're just so blessed to have with us today. And it's none other than Miss Denise Thimes. How are you, Denise Thimes?
Hi, Tim. How are you?
All right. Now I'm gonna do a disclaimer because we go way back.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. We are very good friends.
Couple school days.
Yes, indeed. Couple school, and and my brother from Sumner. They were
absolutely my
very,
best friend,
very
forever.
close. And, yes, indeed. And the choir that I was in with Mom, you came and sang a number of times for us. And there's one song, I don't know if you ever remember leading, is "Oh Happy Day."
Oh,
I don't know if you remember that.
Yes.
So we, like I said, we go way back. But I just wanted to I'm so glad that you came on because I wanted to have you to come on because first off, you all, this is a phenomenal singer that we
Thank you for
have right
having
here
me.
with us today. Yes, indeed, Denise Thimes. I know it says jazz vocalist, but I say you're a vocalist because you can do more than just jazz. You
Thank
know, you
you.
can you know, and I've seen you perform more than just jazz. In fact, for Pastor Hunter of New Sunny Mount Missionary Baptist Church when they had the farewell dinner for him, and you did a phenomenal piece that I had never heard before, but it was not an easy piece. I don't know if you remember that or not. I don't know if it was a Broadway piece or what, but that piece was phenomenal that
Oh,
you
wow.
did at
Thank
that
you.
event. That was
Thank
an
you.
outstanding piece. Yes, it was.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
Don't
it was.
that was such a an incredible moment,
Yes.
for us Sunny Mount Ice, New Sunny
Yes.
Mount Ice.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes,
Yes.
indeed.
And we love
Yes,
Pastor
indeed.
Hunter,
Yes,
as
without a
well
doubt.
as
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
our current pastor. Yes.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Without a
Yes.
doubt.
Yes.
Yes, and doubt. Anybody come after him, we're gonna be loved because of what's already been established. So that
Absolutely.
goes without saying. He
Absolutely.
laid the groundwork for sure.
Yes. And Reverend Brandon is doing a great job too.
Yes, yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And all right. So, how are you doing? How's the family doing? How with all that's going on? How are you all doing?
Thanking God, we are holding on and holding in. Thanking God for every moment, every day.
Okay.
That
Okay.
we are safe and sound.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
thanking God.
Yes.
Yeah,
Indeed. Yes.
truly. Hmm.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So,
Yeah.
can you tell us a little bit more about yourself as far as how you got into the art of music and all that? Can you share some stories with us or some background?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you for the question. Some people may already know that I am the daughter of radio legend icon Lou Father Times,
Yes.
and was exposed to music at a very early age during our couple school days and some of their high school days. Very exposed to a lot of music at my young age of artists that some of my peers didn't know who I was talking about when
Okay.
I would talk about a certain song. They're like, who, what? And so being exposed to music and being exposed to um, iconic celebrities that my father had a chance to promote and meet and produce, and who came to our house and everything. And as a matter of fact, that's how I first fell in love with Aretha Franklin.
Mm.
And she came to our house a couple of times, and
Oh,
and had breakfast,
wow.
and I've been in love with her music. So basically, I'm just saying that to say that it just so happened with all of that, God gave me the gift of song.
Yes.
And so the church, nurtured it,
Right.
and God gifted it.
Okay.
And the world said it was okay, Tim.
Yes, and
So
and they are, and they will.
yes, they will.
Yes,
Because
indeed.
if it ain't right, they'll let you know. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I'm sure that happens very rarely.
Yeah,
Very rarely
well,
that ever happens.
I'm grateful.
Amen. Amen. So
Yeah.
you had mentioned Aretha Franklin now coming to the house. Now I didn't know that. So can you tell us what that was like? I mean, is there any story that just you remember specifically about
I
Aretha?
mean, the thing that I recall was that, and I spoke a little bit about this. Unfortunately, when Aretha passed, I was blessed to do an interview with the BBC.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I remember about Aretha Franklin was that Aretha had her hair in curlers. And this is a time when women were, really using those pink foam
All right.
curlers.
I remember that
And
from
but
yeah.
she had a scarf on with it. And I
Okay.
had just never seen somebody look so pretty
Mm.
in curlers and a scarf.
Okay. Okay.
And at the time, she was married to a man that she, you know, doesn't like to mention a lot, but she was married to Ted,
Mm.
and Ted taught me this little, you know, thing with my my hand, and you pop your fingers a certain way and you put them together, they made a certain sound. And
Hmm.
he was playful with me, in
Hmm.
that sense.
Hmm.
But other than that, it was like she and my dad, were in conversation along with Ted. And then it was, time for me to leave the room and everything. And,
Okay. So,
then when they had breakfast, as kids, we were in the other room. My mom had us set up in the dining room, and they were in the kitchen eating, and we were in the dining room eating breakfast.
understand.
So, and this happened twice, because a couple of times my dad did promote Aretha Franklin in concert along with some other people. I don't know who they
Oh, wow.
were, but I just don't want to make like it was just my dad.
Okay.
So, and so we had a chance to meet a lot of wonderful people that came to our home. I mean, James Brown came to our
Oh,
home, a
oh.
group long time ago called Sam and Dave.
Mm.
Our very own St. Louis's very own Oliver Sane.
Right.
At
Right.
that time, we just felt like, oh boy, Johnny Taylor,
Oh man.
uh, anybody that Dad was promoting for the most part, they
Mm-hmm.
came by the house for breakfast,
Oh.
the next day. If their gig was on a Saturday, then Sunday
Mm-hmm.
before they got back out of town,
Mm-hmm.
they came to
They
our
want
house
to.
for breakfast.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So,
cool. Oh man.
yeah,
Oh man. That had to be awesome. That had
it
to be
was. Now that I
awesome.
think back on it for real.
Right. Oh my
Mm,
goodness. All
yeah.
right. So do you have a favorite? I guess sure your favorite genre, would it be jazz then? Your favorite genre of music, or do you have a favorite genre?
Yes, and believe it or not,
Mm-hmm.
because jazz is, I would like to think that I live, eat, sleep jazz, and so
Mm-hmm.
it's just like a fourth layer of skin for me.
Okay. Okay.
But if it, and so it's not that I'm, demising jazz by no means, because
Yeah.
jazz is my world.
I understand.
But I love reggae music.
For real.
Yes, I love reggae music. It makes me feel so happy.
For real. That's
Yes,
interesting. That's
yes,
interesting. That's
yes.
interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
That's
so Steel Pulse and Peter
okay.
Tosh and Bob Marley,
Okay.
all of
Yeah.
those, the old reggae is what I
Right, the
love.
old reggae. I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you
Yeah,
on that. I'm
yeah,
with
the
you on
old
that.
school
Yeah,
reggae. Yeah,
yeah, I'm with you on that. Man,
I
that's
love it.
interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So do you have a favorite artist?
Hands down, it's Aretha
That's
Franklin.
Rich Franklin. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I listen, when I was 8 years old, I wanted to be Aretha Franklin,
Wow. Wow.
because I was exposed to her, like I said, so early.
Okay.
And
Right.
a
Right.
lot of my peers, they hadn't heard of Aretha Franklin, or the Beatles, or the Jackson Five,
Mm-hmm.
that sort of thing. Of course, everyone had heard them, but I was talking about, you heard this singer named Aretha Franklin, and they're like who?
Right.
You know,
Yes.
Aretha Franklin.
Uh,
This singer Roberta Flack.
oh my goodness.
And
Yeah.
my peers are like, we have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
You
Right.
know.
Oh my goodness.
So
Oh
yeah, yeah, but hands
yeah.
down, Aretha.
Oh.
I mean, all of the women, of course, the women of jazz
Right. Right.
that that set the tone,
Hmm.
and set the bar
Right.
so high, for pure jazz singers to
Right.
come, to come behind them. And so therefore, Carmen McRae and Nancy
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
or and Sarah,
Oh
are
wow.
my,
Oh
upper three,
yes.
and then, of course, Dinah
Mm-hmm.
and Peggy
Mm-hmm.
and Peggy Lee, So
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I love them all. Irene
Mm-hmm.
Reed, I love them all,
Understand. Understand.
and as well as some of the jazz singers today, but the ones that paved the way,
Mm-hmm.
I don't say a favorite with them, because I love all of them.
I understand. Yeah, because I was
Yeah.
reading a story about Ella Fitzgerald and her background, which is unbelievable for her to have been such a diva, and such a powerful jazz singer from all the stuff that she had to go through as a child and all that, and she was just phenomenal. You know.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, Tim,
Mhm.
because that's the most jazz vocalists, people say, well, do jazz vocalists have to be on drugs and have to go through pain and everything in order to sing the way they sing? No,
No, right,
absolutely not.
right, right.
But I'm saying that to say that people don't know your journey.
Yeah.
And so when you get up there to sing,
Hmm.
you can't bring your troubles
No.
and your grief
Right. Right.
and whatever it is that you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
You can bring them,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't bring them in a way that it will not allow you to be your best.
True. True.
And so sometimes that's why I tell, younger singers, I said, listen, I don't want you to have to go through any of the stuff that I had to go through.
I hear you.
And then I didn't go through any of the stuff that the singers before me had to go through, because we all learned the lessons.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so that's why I love so freely giving, advice, to young singers. But when you are dealing with something and if you are going something, sometimes you have to take that to the stage, because that allows you to really bring forth, that emotion behind whatever song that you're singing, and that sort of thing, because all of that plays a part in telling the story,
Right.
to the song that you're singing, no matter, what genre of music that you're singing,
True that.
but particularly, I think with jazz.
Right, right, right. And this can be healing to yourself, and because it can be so soothing, it's so soothing to the listener, but I would
Yeah.
imagine to the artist itself, it could be a healing balm
Well, yeah, you
for
have
that
to
for
make
you.
it a catharsis for yourself in a
Right,
sense sometimes,
right.
so that it's a cleansing for you.
Yes.
It's a way for you to get it out. Sometimes if I'm feeling a certain thing, I'll sing a song that will address, that issue or that feeling or whatever the case may be, because I know I'm getting ready to kill it.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. I hear you. I hear you.
it's like, okay, God,
Right.
you and I, we getting ready to kill this,
Right,
so
right, right. Okay,
yeah.
okay, man. That's
But I'm not encouraging, that,
right, right, right. I
for
understand.
one to sing, with
Right,
feeling. So
right. I understand. I
yeah,
understand. I
yeah.
understand. Yeah, anybody who has seen you perform understand. That's for sure. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. All right.
Well, thank you.
What have been some of your most memorable performances that you've had so far?
You know, Thank you for asking that question.
Mhm.
Here's my first approach to that question.
Okay. Okay.
My first approach to that question is that every time I have the opportunity
Mhm.
to perform, that is another chance that God has given me uh, to enlighten, inspire, um, to change the heart of someone, to
Mhm.
change the mind of someone,
Mhm.
to bring people together
Okay.
that
Okay.
maybe were apart,
Mhm.
to bring people closer together
Mhm.
who
Mhm.
are together. That's an opportunity each time for me to change
Okay.
uh, whatever feeling or enhance whatever feeling that of people that I'm singing to, my audience.
I see.
So anytime, God allows me, it doesn't matter where it is,
Mhm.
that's a memorable moment for
I
me.
understand. Okay.
But of course, if you would read, my bio,
Mhm.
singing, in the White House
Oh
for
yes.
President George W. Bush,
Yes. Yes.
and with the, the dignitaries that were present
Right.
there,
Right.
and singing, for Queen Elizabeth
Yes.
at the British Embassy,
Right.
uh, of course, are my most memorable,
Okay.
performances.
I
But I
understand.
could tell you one that I've had in St. Louis, and that was singing at Powell Hall with the In Unison
Okay.
choir a
Right.
couple of years ago,
Okay.
and with the Bach Society at Powell Hall as
Mhm.
well.
Okay.
So those were just some fabulous moments,
I bet.
that I had a chance to do, in St. Louis, and so I would say that those are my top, memorable performances.
I hear you. I hear you. Outstanding. Outstanding. I love how you put that too, because um, you know, and actually the theme of this of you coming on with us today was about the power of music. So you definitely have identified your gift as being something that can be a blessing no matter where you're performing. You know,
Absolutely.
because you just never know what it's going to do to somebody. Like you said, it could bring people closer together. It could be a healing. It could be, you know, I'm sure you, yeah, I mean, literally, I've seen you perform. So yeah, it has brought tears to my eyes. Okay, so it's amazing that jazz, you know, has that can pull you like that. You know, it really is. You know, when somebody really deals with the words, like, you know, because I liken you to some degree to Nancy Wilson, how you artistically uh, uh, portray the
Express.
song,
Hmm.
you know, and I'm like, my goodness, you know, yeah. So there's so much power in music, and with all that's going on in our world and our country, I pray that, you know, people will, you know, turn on the radio, relax, you know, just kind of take some time to listen to something, you know, other than these talking
Hmm.
heads all the time, you know.
Well, you know, Tim, if
Mhm.
I may get this in real quick, and I don't want this to come off haughty
Okay.
or egotistical,
Okay.
but you know, you were saying, you know, when I hear you sing and how jazz does what it does,
Mm.
it what it is, and this is what I share, you know, because I'm always, you know, you and I both are always in a teaching mode.
Right.
And you know, when I talk to young people that are singers,
Mm.
you are behind the song
Mm.
and God is behind you.
Mm. I
And
like.
so the
I like.
gift and everything that he gives,
Right.
that he puts in you,
Mm.
you know, you put it through whatever that genre of music is. So it's not necessarily jazz, but it
Yeah.
is the vehicle
Right.
and
Okay.
the messenger
Okay. Okay. Okay.
of that genre,
I understand.
of that particular song,
Okay.
you
I
know, of
understand.
that. And so I don't want to get all deep or whatever the case
Okay.
may
You
be,
good? You
but
good?
I just want, because I want singers to know that they are the vehicle in which the song has to live.
Right. Right.
And I just want to get that little teaching point in there in case
Right.
somebody is watching that's, you know, that is interested in, you know, pursuing, you know, singing as a career. You
Right.
know, it
Right.
is just not up there opening your mouth and you happen to be able to reach all sorts of notes, and you can go around notes, you know, faster than you know, Speed Racer. But
Right.
you know, uh, but I really went back, didn't I? but
No,
but
that,
but
that's okay. I'm familiar with speed racer.
but basically, you know, that's, you know, I just wanted to make that point.
I understand, and that's a good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah,
Very good
yeah,
point. So,
yeah.
what words of encouragement would you like to share with artists that are dealing with this COVID-19 pandemic? You know, I often think and feel for you all as artists in regard to not being able to perform. You know, and I mean that's your livelihood. I mean, so that's got to be a big adjustment for real. You know,
Mm.
yeah. So you.
You know, I'm very, you know, proud of where I am in
Mm-hmm.
my career,
Mm-hmm.
and know that God has even more in store for me.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but what uh, COVID did for me
Mm-hmm.
was it allowed me to start um, focusing on the other gifts that God has given me. It allowed me to focus in on other avenues that
Understand.
I've thought about. You
Understand.
know, I should,
Yeah. Right.
um, when I get a chance.
Okay. Yes.
All of those sort of things. It has allowed me to at least start looking into those things.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so I think that the blessing for some artists who, were busy
Mhm, right.
before COVID is that it allowed us to slow down enough to take care of ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
to focus in on family
Mm-hmm.
more,
Mm-hmm.
to focus on God more,
Yeah, yes.
to really allow yourself to sit down and
Mm-hmm.
read a book,
Right, right,
though,
right.
and I could go on,
Okay.
but to one who says, well, my career, I'm just starting, I'm just getting out there,
Mm-hmm.
and those things that you thought that you were going to do a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
find another way to find out how to do that thing.
I understand. I understand.
And so what it should do, in my opinions,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
is that it should allow you to think in other ways, do other things,
Mm-hmm.
act differently,
Okay.
and not coming out of this the same person, the same performer,
Mm-hmm.
as you were before. I
Right.
mean, uh, 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 you should come out different, after COVID, is what I'm saying.
Understand. Okay.
And if you're doing the work,
Mm-hmm.
because we can't concentrate on what isn't.
That's
We
true.
know that this has been devastating
Yes, indeed.
to
Yes, indeed.
most of us.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
But the
indeed.
blessing is when you find the blessing in it.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
And so I encourage my fellow artists to find the blessing in this.
No, okay. That's true.
And I guarantee you that you could tell me 5 things
Mm-hmm.
that it's like, well, I'm able to spend more time with my daughter, I'm able to spend
Mm-hmm.
more time with my son, I'm able to
Mm-hmm.
look into my music deeply.
Right.
When you use this time and use it
Mm-hmm.
wisely to the
Right.
best of your ability,
Right.
it gives you a new it allows you to be rejuvenated in a sense.
Yes.
That I'm not going to focus on what isn't, but I'm going to focus on those things that weren't, that I could have made possible.
No, I understand. I'm with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you. Thank you. That's good. I think we just went to church. Thank you. So,
Well,
we have offering. You have the offering plate.
Tim, I do go to church. My son tells me, Mom, would you please be quiet, TD Jakes?
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
Keep on preaching.
So
Keep on preaching. That's
yeah,
that's all
yeah,
right. Yeah.
yeah.
So you kind of shared that, but are there any other words of wisdom you'd like to share with those in the industry? Especially the young people that are coming into the industry. Any other tips or anything you'd like to share with them?
Well, I think the first thing that I would say to any artist, regardless of what your concentration is, whether you're a musician, whether you're a singer, whether you're a composer, whether you're an actress, a dancer, um, techie person,
Mhm.
never compare yourself to anyone.
Hmm. Hmm.
Never compare yourself to anyone. And a lot of times we see people who look like they are really growing and flourishing in the same area that you're pursuing.
Hmm.
And so it's hard to do this, but you do have to trust the process.
Hmm.
And you have to trust that where you are is where you're supposed to be right now.
Hmm.
It doesn't mean that you don't continue to work or continue to work at it
Hmm.
or continue to improve
Hmm.
or continue to strengthen or continue to grow. It doesn't mean that you don't do that.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that you are complacent. In other words, don't let your acceptance, uh, uh, um, don't let things make you think that you're being complacent.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
a lot of people feel like if I'm being complacent, I'm not doing anything. But as long as you are doing something where you are because you feel like, well, I should be here, I should be there, And maybe you should. And there's a reason why maybe you're not.
Okay. Okay.
And so what you want to do is, first receive and accept
Mm-hmm.
that you are where you're
Well,
supposed to be.
okay. Okay. All
And once you do that, you can move from there.
right.
But when in your head you're frustrated because you're not where this other person is, and
Right.
you've
Right.
worked just as hard as they have, and
Right.
this and that and that and this and that and this,
Right.
the first shall be last,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and the last
First. Yes,
shall
indeed.
be first.
You're right. All
There
right.
is, and I'm gonna say this. I'm sorry, Tim, but it's
You
no
good?
way. When I look at how good God has been,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and see, you catching me because I got all this. I'm full because of COVID. I ain't had a chance to
That's all
release
right.
none of this.
Okay.
But the thing is that, when I look back on some of the things that God has allowed me to do,
Right. Right.
and in a sense, maybe yet I'm not an Aretha Franklin and I'm not a Nancy Wilson,
Mm-hmm.
but you put a sister like me in the White House.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying? And so it's like, that's favor.
And for sure. And
That's
you sang,
favor.
did you say you
You know.
sang before the Queen of England? Is that correct? You sang
Yes,
before the
sir.
Hey, all right, all right, all right. Okay, right,
That's
right.
God's favor.
Presidents and dignitaries and all that. Woof. God is
That's
good.
God's favor.
Yeah, you
And
know
so
that's right.
that's why I say, hold on.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Just
Your
a
ship
little
is
longer.
coming in.
Yes.
Your change is gonna come.
Yes, indeed. Woo. And that's just not for the entertainment industry. That's for me too. As I
Okay.
know. Thank you.
I hear you.
Hallelujah.
Just
I
hold
receive.
on. Just hold on. Change gonna
Yes,
come.
indeed. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And every day, we have to encourage, as that song says, sometimes you have to encourage
Just say-
yourself,
That's right. That's right.
and I love that song. That's my
Yeah,
favorite
I can
song.
do you singing it too, Denise. Oh my
I
God.
love it. Yes, I love it.
Yes,
And
indeed.
so
Yes,
yeah,
indeed.
that's I forgot to tell you, I ain't had a chance to say none of this. And
Mm.
so I've been pinned up for what, 11 months.
Right, right. I
So you really
understand.
done caught me, boy. I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
that's good. Hey, I'm so glad that God intersected us at the right time. Praise God.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Yeah.
Yep, yep, yep. So, and any engagements? I know with all this going on, is there any engagements coming up in the future that you're working on, or anything like that, or
Mhm, mhm,
any last thoughts you want to share? You want to welcome to share that as well.
mhm. Well, based on what I just told to my young people, I better have something, you know. But right now, I'm really glad that next week I'll be back in Chicago.
Okay.
And Winter's Jazz Club was a club that I had a residency in Chicago, and just love the owner, Scott Stigman,
Okay.
who is just doing a great job of also keeping jazz alive in Chicago.
Okay.
And just besides jazz at the bistro here in St. Louis,
Yes. Yes.
it's
Love
it's
that.
it's so good when you click with the vibe of
Yes.
the club,
I'm
and
sure.
and the
Yes.
people that are running things. Bob
Right.
Bennett, who's does Jazz St. Louis. Bob is so great to work with.
Okay.
And Scott is really great to work with, and so I'm doing their Valentine
Hmm.
um, virtual concert,
Awesome.
and so we probably will be I will be able to give you the link to that after a while, once
Okay.
but I am going to record that, yeah.
Oh, okay. Great.
And I've got a CD project that I'm working on,
Awesome.
that I'm working with a very dear friend of mine, Vince Evans in Washington, D.C.,
Okay.
as well as with my wonderful musical director here, Pops Jackson. And so
Okay.
we're getting ready to do some things, and it's going to be a different kind of Denise. It's
Okay.
it's me doing some things that, people like, huh, you know,
Okay. Okay.
that's different for Denise.
All
Yeah.
right. That's exciting.
And
Exciting.
so yeah, so that's in the making,
All right.
and
All
yeah, so and then for the Mother's Day concert this
mhm.
year, do we have time to say some
Yes.
more
Yes. Yes.
okay,
Yes. 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 Yes.
for the
Yes.
Mother's Day concert this year, we're not going to do the concert this year again because of
Mhm.
COVID-19.
Okay.
And with that being said, we don't want to put anybody in danger, and we don't want to
Right.
endanger ourselves.
True. True.
And but we thank God, that the vaccine is here, and
Mhm.
and all that. We're so grateful to that.
Mhm.
But what we are doing, and something that we have been wanting to do to add as an extension to our Mother's Day event, is to honor three exceptional moms.
Mhm.
And we haven't quite gotten the focus, but right now we are asking um, St. Louis to
Mhm.
write in to the Mildred Times Foundation,
Okay.
which is PO Box 4511, St. Louis, Missouri
Okay.
63108, and we're asking them to write to us to let us know why your mom should be one of the super moms,
Mhm.
um, you know um, for this year's Denise Times and Friends Mother's Day concert. And we are blessing these mothers and be gifting them uh, with some wonderful gifts.
No, that's
And
nice.
so we're already in collaboration with a lot of St. Louis businesses that will be
Okay.
donating, to make it, really, really wonderful
Well, that's nice.
for three St. Louis moms.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah, and so
Okay.
that's what we're doing
Oh,
for in lieu of having the concert this year.
okay. And what's the PO box again, Denise?
It's PO Box 4511,
Mm-hmm.
St. Louis 63108.
6311
No, 63108.
6108. Okay. All right. All
Yeah.
right. Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
And
That
so
is
they can send that. We are partnering with with 96.3 now,
okay.
which used to be 95.5.
Oh, okay.
It is now Intercom Radio.
Really?
And
Oh,
so we are partnering with Intercom Radio and their station affiliates,
okay.
and we'll be running that information starting in March.
In March. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That's,
But people can start writing now. Some people can get the jump.
right. Right.
And so of course there's no guarantee that your letter will be chosen. It's just, depending on, you know, the situations that, we get
Right. Right.
when we receive, this information,
Right.
and I won't be making a decision. The board will make a
The board
decision.
will. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I hear you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, I
So
do
I'm looking
have,
forward
if
to that.
people want to get more information about you, wanting to book you to come and perform, or definitely when things open up, I have your website, denisetimes.com. Is that
That's
correct?
right.
Where they can
Yes.
reach you? Okay. So for more information, please go to Denise Times website, which is www.denisetimes.com, and it's THIMES.
That's it.
All right, all right, all right. Well, we have had a wonderful time in the Empower Room today. Thank you, Miss Denise Times. This was
Thank you,
better than I
Tim.
could have ever asked or thought. So thank you so much for blessing the Empower Room and being with us today. And we pray that this has been a blessing to all those that are listening and to those that'll be definitely hearing the rebroadcast as well. Feel free to reach out to Denise Times, check out her website, learn more about this awesome artist that God has blessed with a beautiful gift of song that is just outstanding. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. And I pray that we can get her here to Dallas, Texas when this thing, passes over.
Amen.
I'm definitely gonna check that out. The place I told you about, I'm definitely gonna check it out
Okay.
and see what we can do. All right.
Love that.
All
Okay.
right. All right.
Thank you,
All
Tim.
right. Thank you, Denise.
Okay.
God
Bye
bless you,
bye. Be
children.
blessed.
Okay, your family.
Okay.
You too.
Bye
Okay.
bye.
Now. All right. Take care. All right. All right. Well, we want to thank you all so much for being with us in the Empower Room. We had a wonderful guest, Denise Thimes, phenomenal performer, jazz vocalist out of St. Louis, Missouri. I pray you have the opportunity to learn more about her on her website at www.denisetimes.com. That's DenisThimes.com. You will not be disappointed if you have not heard her. She has a very large following. I know specifically out of St. Louis, being from St. Louis and all that. But she's, as you could tell, she has gotten nationwide and worldwide exposure as well. So grateful for her being on. I think she really shared some great words of wisdom with us today, especially for those that may be wanting to go into the industry or maybe already in the industry, and pray that you picked up some great tips from Miss Denise Thimes on today. All right, so thank you all so much for being in the Empower Room with us today. We are excited again. We want to thank our guests from last week, Mr. Charles Alphen Sr. and Jr., who were with us on last week to share with us their thoughts in regard to the nonviolence philosophy of Dr. Martin Luther King. I wanted to get that in before this week with them because I knew they were going to be really involved with a lot of different events this week. And then on next week, we'll have an inauguration post-panel discussion. So that's going to be very interesting as well, very enlightening to hear from a variety of voices from the Dallas area, St. Louis area, cross-generational, all that. So it's going to be really, really engaging conversation. So please come back with us next Sunday at 3:30 for that conversation. All right. So we ask that you please like our page. Please follow us on our YouTube channel. Please make sure you lock us in and subscribe to our channel. Set your notifications to Empower Media LLC. It's Empower Media, LLC is the actual YouTube page that we have. So I pray that we can increase our following because we have some exciting things coming up in this quarter that we want to share, and hope that we have the opportunity to do that coming soon. All right, in 2021. All right, so y'all have a blessed day. Enjoy your Dr. King holiday on tomorrow. Make sure we're doing what we can to be of service, as Dr. King was definitely that to us. So let's be mindful to do that, to pay it forward in regards to how he's paid it forward for so many of us in so many ways in this country. All right, God bless, and y'all have a wonderful rest of the day. And thank you for joining and watching with us. Have a blessed day.
Thank you for joining us in the Empower Room. Hope you have received some impactful information. Please like or leave a comment. See you next week in the Empower Room, brought to you by Empower Media LLC and your host, Rev. Timothy Hughes, aka Rev.T.